Alright, so the new Season 2 Reloaded update is live, and there's quite a lot of new things that got added into the update. The TMNT event hasn't fully gone live yet because we still have the event pass that's going to drop in a few days, but for right now we've got some stuff to talk about. There's definitely some good, some bad, and some outright broken things. So first things first, I want to talk about the new melee weapons that have been added. Right now you can unlock 4 out of the 5 new melee weapons that are going to be in Season 2 Reloaded. The 5th is going to be unlockable once the TMNT event drops, and this one is going to be through the event pass. That is the skateboard, but everything else, the bow staff, katanas, nunchaku, and sei, are unlockable either through the TMNT bundles or the armory. The new TMNT bundles are each 2,400 COD points, and all of them are available on the Rogue Black Ops side, so you can buy Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. If you buy the bundles, you get access to the weapon that each turtle comes with along with their individual blueprints. However, if you don't buy any of the bundles, then what you can do is you go to the barracks and go to the armory. Here you can pick to unlock a weapon by selecting it. Now the thing is, you'll need around 250,000 XP to unlock one of the weapons through the armory, so yes, it is a decent grind, but you don't have to pay for the bundles if you don't want to, so that's one way to do it. Now if you want to buy each bundle on its own, it is pretty expensive. I honestly think that if you're a huge TMNT fan and you really want the bundles, at least pick one that you find has the best stuff in it, that's your favorite character, that sort of a thing. At the end of the day, to get all of the turtles, it's going to cost you around $90, which is no small amount of money for sure. The event pass is also 1,100 COD points for the premium upgrade, which is around $10 on its own as well. So it's pretty expensive if you want all the premium stuff in the TMNT collab. I thought that they would put a bundle with all 4 of the turtles, but I was also wondering how they would price that because it would be pretty high up there in COD points. But in any case, aside from the microtransaction stuff, in multiplayer there are 2 new maps, which are Grind Ooze and Bullet. Grind Ooze actually has a 24/7 playlist, so you can just play on it as much as you want. I personally really like this map. I like the whole TMNT sort of look that they've given it. I think it's nice that it's not one-to-one the same as it was in Black Ops 2, even if the changes are just minor and cosmetic. There's also apparently an Easter egg in the map teasing the release of a Tony Hawk Pro Skater game, which is pretty cool if you happen to spot that while you're playing. The map is pretty easy to figure out. The vibe of it is also a lot of fun. It definitely very much fits with TMNT because, you know, TMNT and skateboards, it obviously fits. I didn't get into the Bullet map yet, unfortunately. I did find it in the small maps mosh pit, but I didn't actually get a game in that map yet. I mean, I can't assume it's going to be pure insanity, but if you have tried it, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. For the most part though, not much has changed in the multiplayer portion aside from these things that I mentioned above. I do believe there's going to be more TMNT related stuff coming with the TMNT event when the event pass drops, which is on the 27th. But anyways, for zombies, I've been playing the new Cowabunga cranked mode and I absolutely love this one. It's so much fun. It's very fast paced. It makes playing just a really cool experience as well. Basically, the way this mode works is that all the zombies are replaced with Foot Clan soldiers except for the specials and elites. Those are the same, and you play through standard mode on any of the maps, including the tomb. You can choose to either just go up higher and higher rounds, or you can actually play through the main Easter egg quest. Playing through the main quest will actually get you some stuff, and you'll get a calling card that's a bit varied from the base version to commemorate the fact that you managed to complete the main quest in this mode, because it definitely gets harder the more rounds you play. Once you've eliminated the first zombie, a timer shows up on the side, and this timer basically raises the stakes, so you have to keep eliminating zombies as the timer runs. The nice thing is that zombies don't really stop spawning at any point, so you're not going to run out of zombies to kill. The only thing that you have to do is ensure that you're paying attention to the timer pretty much. You also get a field upgrade that can pause the timer as well, so if you're in the middle of something and you need to maybe stock up on lethals, ammo, get a pack-a-punch, whatever it may be, maybe you're going through a difficult step in the Easter egg and you just don't want to worry about the timer, you can activate this field upgrade and pause the timer, and it runs for a full minute, which I think is great. There's also some new power-ups that are Ninja Turtles themed, and if you pick up these power-ups, you hear a funny line of the TMNT characters. The power-ups are Turtle Power, which lets you get a health bonus, and Pack-a-Punch 3 legendary melee weapon. So far, I got the katanas and the nunchaku through this, but it's a lot of fun. You also have Pizza Box, which fills the crank timer to max, and then Slice of Pie, which adds partial time to the crank timer. Now, if you play as any of the TMNT operators, you get 50% reduced damage from behind. If you join a Splinter, which is going to come in the event pass as the premium track, you get a slightly increased chance for Slice of Pie to drop from eliminated enemies. I had seriously a great time in Cowabunga Cranked, and I think I'm going to be obsessively playing this for a while, and honestly, I think it's genuinely a fun mode to have in the game. Turtle stuff aside, just the idea of having a cranked zombies mode is really great. I tried out the TMNT operator and the standard operators. It was just fun in general. There's mystery boxes lying all over the map. Now, some things are disabled, but for the most part, you get a lot of essence fast, can pack-a-punch fast, and it's just a more chaotic, fast, intense mode for zombies. Event-wise, compared to the Squid Game limited time mode we had, Cowabunga Cranked is genuinely a lot more fun in my opinion than Deadlight Greenlight was. If you missed the Squid Game event or you didn't play zombies during it, Deadlight Greenlight was basically a mode that cycled through 3 phases: Greenlight, Red Light, and Deadlight. These could be randomly activated, but the thing is, there was a round cap, and I don't believe the main quest was part of it. In Greenlight, you can move and shoot normally and earn double the essence. In Red Light, you have to stop moving or else you'll lose a certain amount of essence, and then in Deadlight, you just have to run, otherwise you'll get swarmed and die. It started on Citadel de Mort and they added Liberty Falls later. The round cap was increased at some point. I believe it maxed out at 50 by the end of the event, but anyways, for TMNT, the Cowabunga Cranked mode, in my opinion, is just more fun. There's power-ups, there's unique voice lines, the Fetch Me Their Souls guy is different, there's more cosmetic change, and there's also some difference in the way the game works, obviously. In my opinion, it's just more fun and has more replayability. For Deadlight Greenlight, I didn't really enjoy it until I was actually playing it with other people, but Cowabunga Cranked is really good solo as well, so if you don't play with others and you're just playing solo, I think Cowabunga Cranked is more fun that way. I also found that if you're trying to grind camos, there's just so many zombies that it's really easy to just constantly grind if you don't want to use any of the exploits and things like that. However, although Season 2 Reloaded has so far added some neat features, it hasn't really been that fantastic in terms of the game's functioning. So basically, Season 2 Reloaded has kind of broken a good number of parts in the game, and there were some issues that I personally ran into as well that were definitely irritating. If you follow the Call of Duty Updates Twitter account, you'll see that there's a good number of issues that the team genuinely knew about but still pushed the update out anyways. I'm not necessarily sure why, but I assume it's because they have to meet the deadline, they need to push the update no matter what, that sort of a thing. But for the most part, the issues were a bit glaring sometimes. One of the issues I ran into personally was that when I was pausing zombies, it would just break the game. I think this was an issue across all of the zombies modes. I was playing mostly on Cowabunga Cranked, so that's where I experienced it. What would happen is that I couldn't leave the match, I couldn't really pause, it was very much broken, and it was also ruining my gameplay experience because I like the pause feature, you know, sometimes you gotta get up and do something, things like that. But I found that for some reason, holding down the pause button got it to work, but then you can't actually leave the match for some reason. When you've paused the game, I was just stuck. I could do everything else in the pause menu, I could change the gobblegum packs, I could switch to third person, things like that, but other than that, I couldn't leave. They did patch this out, but still it was definitely annoying in the moment that I was playing. There were also supposed to be weapon buffs and things like that that simply just didn't get pushed into the update for some reason, and this did affect Warzone. Now, they have been pretty much working through all of these problems all day, and you can see the progress over on the Call of Duty Updates account and their Trello, but honestly, I feel like it's basically expected at this point that each update that gets pushed out is gonna break some stuff in the game. I assume this is just one of those coding things that happens where you do one thing and it breaks some random thing somewhere else in the code, then you have to find out why, and it's because you left out one random symbol or whatever, and code can honestly just be very annoying like that. For the most part though, connectivity was actually really good for me today, surprisingly. I didn't get booted out of matches, I didn't have any crashes in multiplayer, packet burst was like non-existent. Things were running smoothly for the most part, there were no graphical errors or glitches, everything else seemed fine. The main issue I faced personally was zombies, but of course the weapon buffs, the lack thereof, affects everybody. One thing that is confusing to me is why is the event pass dropping later, because we basically have the event running right now with the bundles, with the maps, everything, but at the same time the event isn't running, so I don't really know if that's a contract thing or what, but why push the update now with the operator bundles, the new mosh pit, the TMNT stuff everywhere, and yet not drop the event pass? I don't know, it's definitely a bizarre move in my opinion. I'm not sure what the decision making process behind that was, but either way, thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications set to all so you can stay up to date with all the latest content. Share this video and comment below your thoughts on the Season 2 Reloaded update so far, as well as the TMNT stuff that's being added, and that's all for today, folks.